This is who I am, bud.
What?
Hello, I am the 10th umbral calamity, but you may call me Carbuncle. I have been summoned because I heard you guys can't even meet the DPS check. Yeah, I checked the logs. It's bad. To get good, consider pressing the red subscription button. Or not, and just let your DPS suffer. Hey, you might be good enough to beat this fellow. Barely. Okay, I'm done lecturing. Get back to watching these scrubs talk about stuff.
You know what?
I'm going to use it.
I'm leaving. Bye.
No, don't leave. Don't leave. Don't leave. You knew what this was.
You playing? Let's do
you
this.
You knew this was.
I can't believe you done
this. You knew what this was.
And here I thought that we could just have a social get-together podcast, and you out here wilding. I can't believe you've done this.
Okay, I'm not recording anymore.
What do you mean?
I'll stop recording. How about that?
You know what? This was the podcast. All right, we're done. That was the DPS
podcast. Oh shit!
Catch us in the next one. Sure.
God damn it!
Such devastation! This was not my intention.
All right, this is gonna be the first one we're gonna watch. Okay. I found it funny. It's called Sprout's Prey Return to the Walking Sands. Okay?
You know, the funny thing is, I see this.
No, did you?
Yeah.
Let's go.
God damn it! It's so funny. It's so funny. It be like this for real.
Yeah, that's how it be. Prey return to the walking sands.
Yeah, you have a walk all
the way, man.
Like
Sprouts, they experience it. It's Britney, bitch.
Like, oh my god.
Oh god.
Jesus Christ, man.
But what the hell was she wearing though? Like, what the fuck? That skin tight. Like, it was like glittering. Like, bro,
yeah,
these people, they out here doing the most, and I'm just like, man, I'm just trying.
They are
just trying to survive. Y'all out here wilding.
Okay. Alright, now to our next video. Okay.
Alright.
We just gonna watch the whole entire thing?
You can pause it when you feel like we need to pause.
Okay. Alright.
A certain influencer lost her father. You read the caption over here?
Butterfly, fly away. Okay. Rip Pappy.
Rip Poppy.
You were my best friend. A life well lived. Rip Pappy, veteran, PTSD.
So yeah, he was a veteran.
Forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look at the picture.
PTSD. Shit.
3 messages.
No, the picture.
The picture.
That's not a cat. That's not him in it, is it?
Oh yeah. You can't see him, so I don't know if he's in there, but
maybe it's empty.
But still, it's just like that's just kind of rude.
It is rude, but like, where are they? Like, where?
I mean, there's like a bunch of chairs. Like, this has to be like, I mean, there's a casket here, right? So this has to be like some ceremony for a funeral. So they have a bunch of chairs. Although people usually don't have their chairs just out like it's a cafeteria.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is kind of weird. It's like,
yeah, usually like it'll be in like a church, and
that's
they
what
would
I'm
be
thinking.
like, yeah, in the front, and then everybody would be looking towards the casket instead of it being a cafeteria where you literally have chairs just in a circle and somebody had their back to the whole ceremony.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel
weird.
like because I feel like it would be rude to sit and your back is turned to the casket.
And your back is turned to the casket. That would be rude. Yeah,
that's what I feel. But anyway,
okay. So first of all, her outfit is fine though.
I was about to say that. I was about to say, where's the half of her suit right here?
Oh yeah, I'm
not knocking it. You know what I'm saying?
It's fine, but it's it's just not right. It's just not right.
And no way she got a curve like that.
I mean, it's a pose, right? She's kind of like, sticking her butt out a little bit from the side to make her.
That's like a 90-degree though.
I mean,
that looks awkward. You don't think that looks awkward?
I mean, she's just doing a pose. Let's keep watching.
That's a casket. Oh, she fine. But ain't no way though. That gotta be empty.
Bro, you really had me. Oh, non, t'as bien fait ça. T'as vraiment bien fait ça. I don't know how the fuck you did it, but t'as bien fait ça. I really listened to the task, so I really just read the caption. Didn't pay attention to nothing. None of it, nothing. I just went, and then you showed me the rest. Is she posing in front of the camera?
No, he's in there.
Yeah. There's another pose. Like you see, she got her leg up. Just brush back the hair. You can see that somebody's in there. You got the flag on top of it. Yeah.
Oh, there is a flag on top of it.
But yeah, there's more. So she didn't just take, like, it'd been one thing had she taken one picture, right?
She took 2 pictures.
No. Do you see all those circles down there at the bottom? That's the number of
Hell no! Look, what? Oh
yeah.
My God.
Each one of those is a picture.
It's a photo shoot?
You took one, not just 2, but multiple pictures in front of your father's funeral casket with his body still in it. Open casket.
Damn. But I'm still staring at the titties, though. I'm sorry.
Oh my God!
I had to say it. I had to say. All right, my bad. But this is bad though. This is bad though. I had to lighten up somehow.
Yeah, you gotta like you have to laugh at this, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't laugh at it, it's just wrong. So it's one of those situations where you have to laugh at it, because if you don't laugh at it, it's just wrong.
See, this is why I hate social media, right? Because, like, in all actuality, right? Like, it is sad what happened. She lost her father, and she's probably like, this is her way of grieving. But
yeah, everybody grieves in different ways, right?
But I don't. This is taking it a bit too far.
This ain't it. This is not how you grieve, bro.
No, because what you're doing is like I hate these kind of things because like people.
It's so personal to
exactly
put this on social media, and then on top of that, he doesn't have a say so in the matter, right? Because he's gone.
But another thing is that she put it out on social media, so other people are gonna look at it and then they're gonna say. And she's going to get that satisfaction of like, oh, I'm so sorry, blase. I mean, you're going to have other people that's saying, why are you taking a picture in front of your father's casket? But she, like, why else are you going to be taking these pictures and posting it, right?
Right.
It's one thing you just take the pictures, right?
Yeah.
For yourself. But you're posting it online. You want somebody to see that. You want everybody to see this.
It's our fault, though.
It's
society's fault that we let things get to this point, because everybody shares everything on social media, and it's just like there's no privacy, there's no filter, and people love to share stuff like this, like when they're down, like, oh, I just broke up with somebody, or oh, I just got a ticket, I just got in an accident, because they can get that, like you were saying, like the pity from other people to make them feel better and stuff like that, to validate them.
But that's not how you feel better, though. That's the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure she's still going to be hurting after this. Like, this is not how you cope, I feel.
Yeah, but I mean, still, if you're an influencer and in all of your life you post it on social media, this will be no different. For us on the outside looking, it's like, oh, that's kind of strange, you know, to be sharing this, you know, very personal information. But for influencer, you know, it's a normal thing. This is what you do. You share your life. Whatever happens, you share it.
I don't think like all influencers are like this, but I do think some influencers are like this, for sure. Because you have other influencers that have this persona and want to keep that persona and not put their personal life into it, right? But
yeah, and then you have others who are just like vloggers, like they out here just putting out everything. I mean, you got kids out here filming them committing crimes and putting it on social media. So it's like, what difference is this? It's like we're raising a society of people that don't know when you take stuff too far. Mm-hmm. Like they don't know when to stop, because all they know is, oh, if I put this out here, people are gonna talk about it, and then I'm gonna get views, I'm gonna get likes, I'm gonna get retweets, yada yada. You know, it's gonna have people talking, whether it's good or bad. So people just put out everything.
Damn it! All right, let's continue this nonsense.
No! No!
That's her dad. That's her dad's.
That shit is funny though.
I mean, it's just because it's one of those things. It's like, if you don't, it's just wrong.
Yeah,
and you have to laugh at it.
Yeah. Shit, man. Let me pose for Vogue. Oh god.
What? Oh, you did that. Oh.
I couldn't believe it when I seen it.
Ow! Oh! There's always some cringe people that film the casket. I take pictures of the casket. Like, what are you doing? This is another level. We just see the picture. But I just see like,
another
okay,
level.
take another one. Okay, take another one. Yes.
Like, you see that?
Oh my god. Oh, look at the bum on that one.
You can see his hand.
No
He's in
way.
the casket.
That's crazy.
For me, it's just so disrespectful. Like, to be sitting here and so this is one of those Instagram poses where you do it from the side, you know, butt out, lift up the heel to show off the shoes. Mm-hmm. It's like it's just wrong, man.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, who's taking this picture?
Man, you know who's taking this picture.
Who's taking the picture?
Probably
her mother?
Yeah. Or her boyfriend or her mother, yeah. Boyfriend or mother, yeah. I mean, does she have a boyfriend?
I don't
know. I'll find out. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I'm gonna continue.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't care.
And the photographer's like, "Watch out! Don't knock over the casket. He's fucking dead. Who cares?"
Oh,
he's dead. What's gonna happen? Okay, we'll always remember you, Daddy. It's like, ugh.
While he passed on, I won't pass on this opportunity.
I won't pass on this opportunity.
We clowned her, but here's a more serious take, right?
Oh.
First, listen, I think we all grieve in different ways. I think.
I'm just like, you consider this grieving in a different way? You started to look at him?
I mean, it is.
What you call this?
It's true. Like, people do stupid shit for For grieving, you know. Oh god.
I mean, yeah, you can say people do grieve in different ways, but god damn it, no.
One thing that I've liked about traveling is I've seen people celebrate death in weird ways. Some people have parades. Some people dance at funerals.
That's true.
Some people cry solemnly. Some people have to be quiet. Some people observe and take a vow of silence for a bit. The way people process death is vastly different. But when your experience is more concerned with the validation of strangers online, when you use someone else's passing as social currency for yourself, I think then we enter an area where it's starting to understand just how much being observed shapes people, and it kind of destroys any form of ritual or sanctity or anything like that. You know?
Yeah.
I like how he said that, social currency. That's what it was, and so
yeah, so social currency,
and it's really sad when you think about it, because when I think about other stuff too, of police brutality and all that stuff, or all that junk. Like, there, of course, there's other things as well, but the reaction people will just take out the phone instead of helping somebody and record that whole entire thing to make it go viral.
Yeah.
If someone's burning a car, like, help me, I'm on fire, and the other person's like, I got you. And
they pull out their phone.
Yeah, they put out their phones out, like, no, I need water, not phones. I got you. People remember you.
Yeah, this happened recently where a woman was assaulted. Literally, I was just gonna say it on a train.
Wow.
And on like a subway train.
I need to probably.
And nobody helped her.
What? Oh my.
Nobody helped her. Not only did nobody help her, but people pulled out their phones and started recording the whole situation.
Dude, that's sick.
That's where we are as a people. And there's been plenty of talks about this type of stuff, like how we're kind of just evolving, as human beings because of technology. And it's like everything is just like he said, you're trying to get social currency. Like, oh, if I get this recorded and I post this on the internet, I'm gonna blow up. They could be like, oh, I go get all these views and all these, like, to be at that level where you see someone getting assaulted on a subway train and you don't help, and instead you videotape it. So the police eventually got there and stopped the guy while he was still in the act.
What the fuck?
And then they're pretty much, that guy's obviously going to jail.
Yeah.
But then they're saying that they're probably going to hold everybody else accountable to also go to jail. Anybody who was recording, if you post that on the internet, they would also go to jail for that.
Yeah. For sure.
But it's just ridiculous that that's how we have devolved with social media now, where it's just like everybody's gut reaction if something pops off. Oh, let me pull out my phone and record this. So just go give me some good views.
I think pretty much technology will be the death of us, honestly. Because we're gonna come to an age where people will just be into their phones, like literally plastered onto their face, and everything would be emotionless until something viral happens, or somebody trying to make something viral happen.
Yeah, there's plenty of movies that have like talked about like dystopian futures. Like you had the Wall-E movie where it was like everybody was just fat and they were in like these hover chairs.
Yeah. And
they didn't do anything, and like pretty much technology did everything for you. So all you did was just lay around, eat, and get fat. So everybody's just fat, obese, in these little hover chairs, just floating around. Go eat, go watch TV, and that was it.
Yeah. All right.
So there's that difficult aspect. The other side that I would say is, when I see this, you might be shocked. You might be like, "Oh my God, how did we get here?" All this other stuff. In my head, this is just inevitable. After you get over the initial shock, it's like, man, people are out here filming. They're giving birth. People are out here filming death. People are out here filming crime, documenting crime. People are out here doing all kinds of crazy pranks themselves, which result in their own deaths. People document everything for social currency. So I don't know why a funeral or death would be any different in that sense. We don't hold anything sacred. That's for most people.
But here's a point though. We have to get to a point where we can't normalize this anymore. It's the same thing like DLCs and games. Like we were so against it at first, but then it got normalized.
Yeah.
And
I mean the thing is, people are they're gonna spend that money. There are good games out there that don't have predatory microtransactions and other ways of monetization,
right?
And are just like good full price games that you can buy, you can play and whatnot. But the thing about games, right, is every game that is made, there is somebody playing it. Mm-hmm. Because if they're the only person playing it, they can be the best at that game. So every game, no matter how bad it is, what was that terrible game? Onigiri? You ever played that game? There are probably people out there playing that game. I played that game because I was waiting for PSO2. And I was just like, this game is kind of like PSO2. Let me play it. That game is so glitchy, buggy.
Onigiri game.
Oh my God, is awful.
Oh, this game.
Yeah, that game.
This was.
There's somebody playing that.
That's a waifu game. Yeah, this is the waifu game, right?
I can bet you there's somebody out there playing that game right now. It doesn't matter what game you name, if the game was bad, if the game was good, if the game was predatory, I mean, we got all this shit going on with Blizzard, yet there's still people playing World of Warcraft, there's still people playing fucking Diablo, there's still people playing Overwatch, like, they don't care. And it's just like, as long as they keep making games, somebody is going to play it. Now, if we can get to a point where the majority of people don't play it and they lose money because of people get tired of throwing money at the screen to play a game, like Union Cross, right? Mm-hmm. I love Kingdom Hearts. Union Cross is extremely predatory, and it was like, I want to say the second game like that I played. The first one I played was Brave Frontier, where there was power creep, and every time you would go and pull for something, you would get like the best unit, and then next week they come out with the next best unit, and it's like, oh, this one, if you want to be able to beat the newest raid boss, you're going to need this unit, because this unit buffs your attack and your defense. Oh, they brought out a new unit. It buffs your attack and your defense times 2. It's just power creep. So you have to spend that money.
I bet you there come to a point where you have to buy music. Like, oh, you want music in this game and not be all this quiet? Here, buy one soundtrack for $5.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to get too much into this subject, because I actually have a whole video planned for the talk of, I guess I would classify it as bad game design. Mm-hmm. I put in my notepad, I have a bunch of subjects going over what makes bad game designs that I wanted to go over. Okay. And I'm kind of overdoing the YouTube videos, so I would do it you and me in the podcast, but it'll be another day for us to go over that.
Yeah.
But don't worry, you'll get your chance to really talk about all that shit.
So this seems inevitable, and for someone like her who lives off of this, right? social currency, who lives online and on Instagram, and who's always rewarded for documenting her life.
Right.
True.
Yeah, true.
It's gratification or
Right. You know, like,
That
we
reward.
as society also have to accept that we manufacture this. By constantly rewarding
by
people
giving it
for sharing
views,
every
by
detail
giving
of
it
their life, whether
likes,
be
by
reality
sharing
TV
it.
or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
and it doesn't matter too if it's good or bad. It's still good or bad. It's still reward.
It's still reward.
We create an environment where it's like, share your pain, right? We love when people share their pain. You have something terrible happen to you, get online. Like, we encourage that as a society. So this kind of behavior to me just seems inevitable. That's what I thought when I saw it. What were your thoughts?
Well, to me, it's just like what we talk about people like and they're rewarded when they share their pain.
Yeah.
It just all started with all those dance shows that these motherfuckers cannot just dance.
Right.
They have to cry.
Well, they have to have a backstory.
They have to have a backstory that makes people want to cry and want to believe in them. Oh, it's the underdog that undercame, whatever. And it gets really heavy. It's not even about talent no more. It's about who struggled the most.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Right.
it's like, what? Someone cannot just be good at dance and their life be good? You know what I mean? No, it has to be like, yeah, my mama had this, my daddy had that, my whole family forsaken me, and this and that. But you know what?
All right,
I
pause
got no
it.
legs, but I would.
All right. I don't think we had to watch this whole video.
Yeah, I think we're kind of get to the point now.
Yeah. Because I mean, that was just it.
Does she have more?
It's just kind of
pictures?
crazy that she thought it was okay to do that and post that on social media.
What was her
I just
excuse
kinda-
for it?
What do you mean? Her excuse for it?
I mean,
wanted
she
that-
must have responded back to it or something, some shit.
She ended up deleting her social media and pretty much disappearing
Okay. good.
because of all the black backlash from it.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where you posted it because you didn't think it was a big deal, because stuff like this has been like normalized to just post everything online.
That's some shit.
Yeah.
That's some shit. I can't believe it. Saw that shit.
Oh
Like-
man.
And then comment that crazy.
Yeah, there it is.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Wow.
Social currency. Oh shit. So how you spell social? Social currency?
Social is SOCIAL.
Yeah, no, I think I spelled it right.
Yeah.
Can I have some? All right, I'm good.
And I have some.
All right. Fuck this guy here again, man.
That's fucking face. Alright.
Okay, what were we talking about now, man? What were we talking about now?
Okay, so there's some new Smash rumors going on now. Of a new Smash game. So it's not Smash that we know, but it's like because Sakurai has finished with Smash Ultimate, they have decided to try and I guess capitalize on the fact that there's not going to be any more Smash. So since they want to capitalize on that, they have decided to make another Smash game, and I think it's by
Wait,
Warner
what?
Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, by Warner Brothers, and
Don't tell
Some
me
of
you
the-
be like Mortal Kombat shit in there too.
yeah, some of the characters that have been announced are okay. So this is all rumors, right? This is all rumors and leaks, so it's not confirmed, right? But you have characters like Johnny Bravo,
Huh?
Tom and Jerry,
Wait a minute.
Gandalf, and like other Harry Potter characters.
Wait. Gandalf from fucking Lord of the Rings?
Yes, Shaggy.
Shaggy.
Shaggy?
He's my main.
And Superman, Batman. I think maybe some Mortal Kombat characters. I don't remember the full list.
Bro.
But yeah, apparently there are rumors of another Smash-like fighting game being made with characters mostly from the WB series.
That, I mean, is Johnny Bravo WD? Like, what?
Yeah.
Is it?
Apparently the game name is called the what's it called? Multiversus. So it's like a play on word to multiverse. But yeah, you got characters like Shaggy, Gandalf, Tom and Jerry, Batman are like confirmed characters, and this is being made by like the Mortal Kombat developers. So there's Mortal Kombat characters in there. There's also characters that could be from the Space Jam film.
What the? My thought about this is how this fucking balanced.
Yeah, I don't know. Especially when you talk about putting Superman in a fighting game.
Bro, I better see Shaggy and Ultra Instinct. I'm telling you, man. If you have him Ultra Instinct, I might cop that game. I might.
Yeah.
I might.
Also, you got Rick from Rick and Morty.
Rick?
Yeah, Finn from what was that? Adventure Time.
Adventure Time, yeah.
Yeah, Steven Universe, Harley Quinn, yeah, Wonder Woman. Yeah, it's all up there. There might be a Lego Batman as well. So not just Batman, but Lego Batman. I don't know. All this is rumors, right? But it's
weird
just
ass
kinda,
rumors.
Yeah, it's kind of the way this started. There was a trailer that came out. It was like a little teaser trailer. Hold on, let me find it.
Are you gonna send it to me? Are we gonna watch this trailer?
Yeah, I found it. All right, hold on, I'm gonna send it to you.
No.
So this little trailer here is where it started, and then people kind of ran with that, and it was like, "Yo, what is going on?" And then
what? Hold on.
Yeah.
I need to
So
see
this is them pretty much acknowledging Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
What? Oh my god! He fucking grabbed the shit out of him. Oh my god.
So yeah, that's the trailer, the teaser trailer that pretty much started the rumors, and then people just ran with it from there. And then NRS was talking about they're making a new game, and people were like, "Oh, what's it gonna be?" Like first, I think they were talking about Mortal Kombat versus DC, and that's possible, you know, because they did that before, so maybe they would do a second one. Then there was talking about, you know, maybe Marvel will be in it. I don't know, but now we have, you know, this whole thing with WB and these other rumors that have come out. But yeah, that's the new Smash game rumor that is out right now. So be on the lookout for another Smash-like game to come out with a whole heck roster full of crazy characters.
I don't know if I'm with it because it's too much.
Yeah, it was like Nintendo did their thing, and they was just like, "Oh, hold my beer."
Yeah, it's like you put too much.
It's too much.
Like when I'm thinking about it, you have like DC heroes like Batman and Superman. You have Mortal Kombat, right? Then you have what's everything Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
But they don't really fit with each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's really weird because when you think of Mortal Kombat, you think of like all this violence and shit, right?
But I mean, that's the thing about Smash, right? You have all these different characters that are all like different, you know? Like, who would think that you would have a game where you had Mario, where you had Sonic, where you had Mega Man, Cloud, Ryu, Kazuya, Sora, Sephiroth, Cloud. You know, these are Bayonetta. But, you know, these are characters that are like very different.
Yeah, like, I understand that, but like the range of difference.
Bayonetta can't be in this game. She's too sexy. And then, like, boom, there she is.
What? Yeah, Zero Suit Samus. Hold on.
I mean, technically, in Ultimate, all those characters got nerfed, but.
But what I'm saying is that the range of fighters in Super Smash Brothers, of how violent they are or could be, is very different from everything in like.
You literally threw people into a volcano.
But did you see them suffer?
No, and they can do that with Mortal Kombat too.
No, Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat, you pulling out spines, you biting heads off, you cut them from their nuts all the way up. Like,
if it was a Mortal Kombat game, then yes, that's how that would work. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the game also has to be that violent just because there's Mortal Kombat characters in it. They could dial the Mortal Kombat characters down to fit the game.
I guess.
Just to make it, you know, a little bit more family friendly. Because in the end, it's a party game, right? So it's like you need to have a, you know, low enough rating so that a younger audience can play it and not get in trouble.
Are you actually playing a game right now?
Oh yeah, my bad.
I hear the button presses in the background. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I was dying.
But I think okay. I guess it's like all of this is rumors, right? So it could be anything.
Yeah,
anything can
it's
happen.
all still rumors. No one knows for sure. This could all just be a facade, and then they come out with like a movie or something, and all the rumors were all BS just to promote their movie. I don't know. Could be a movie. Yeah, the game could be a turn-based card game. You know,
that'd be weird.
Oh man. But yeah, that's that. Other thing that I had was the SMT5 review by IGN, and people are pretty much just like, this is just Kotaku all over again. Because Kotaku is known for having bad takes, of course, on video games. And it was Marcurious that posted earlier today that little screenshot from Reddit with a bunch of people talking about SMT5. SMT5, by the way, is Shin Megami Tensei 5. If you did not know, I just say it SMT5 for short.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it, so thank you for that.
Yeah, so people. So, of course, this comes right off the back of Persona 5, right? Persona 5 was the game that pretty much brought the Persona games into the light of the normal people that wouldn't play RPGs and stuff like that. Because of course Persona been around way before Persona 5. Persona 5 just hit the mainstream. And before Persona 5, because the Persona series is a spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei series, right? Mm-hmm. So it was Shin Megami Tensei, and then it was like, okay, let's do a more, I guess a more social experiment with Persona. So the Persona series, pretty much after 3 is when they started having like, okay, these are kids, and they're like in school, so you had like the social aspect and building your social standings with people would actually make you stronger. So it's like, you talk to people. If you play Persona, you know how it works. Shin Megami Tensei is not like that. It's just the RPG aspect of it. It's just the demons, and I mean, of course, you have the condominium, and it's just raw RPG goodness. So for somebody to play Persona 5 that is way more story focused, that has this whole time dynamic to it, which it was hard for me to get into the Persona series because of that, because I started off with Shin Megami Tensei, and then going into Persona, with Persona, anytime you do something, time moves forward. So the game is always progressing. So even if you wanted to like train, like in an RPG, you want to grind some levels, that's a day wasted in the Persona series. Shin Megami Tensei, that was not a thing because it was just the RPG. And that was a thing that I didn't really like in the Persona series, that I couldn't just go and spend time with people when I felt like it, because I had to think like, oh, if I spend time with this person, they're going to move a day forward, and eventually the story is going to catch up to me. And am I prepared? Like you have to always think about that when you're spending time with people, when you're leveling, when you decide to like go to the gym to increase your stats, or you like, oh, let me go to the movies because I need to increase my intelligence. That was always annoying to me with the Persona series. But for people who play Persona, and then you hear, oh, this game is like Persona, because all these games are made by Atlas. Atlas makes Persona. Atlas make the Shin Megami Tensei series. So for people who came off Persona, you hear a new game called Shin Megami Tensei 5, and you're just like, what's this? It's like, oh, these is from the people who made Persona. And it's like, oh, like Persona 5? Oh, a new game? Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to play this, because you're thinking it's going to be like Persona, because that's what you know, because that's what got you into the series to begin with. So coming off that, people are going to have, misconceptions of what they expect the game to be. So you have people pretty much, I'm just going to read a couple of quotes here. It says, a good RPG battler, but it's not good at much else. So the guy's pretty much saying the game is good at RPG battles, but that's it. And then there's another one. It's like, since Persona is a more famous worldwide than SMT, we can say that the student has surpassed the master.
What?
It's a little jarring how little exploration there really is. Persona-like, Pokemon-like. Shin Megami Tensei 5 is a well-designed JRPG that has just a little bit too much combat. I just couldn't shake the feeling that this was Persona without the heart. And I'll get back to that.
But hold on. Atlas originated with SMT, didn't they?
Right. Like I said, people not knowing where these games originated from and only play Persona 5 are going to have expectations that this game is going to be like Persona 5. And it's not.
It's so dumb. Like, even I know that. Like,
yeah.
And I'm not I guess the biggest fan. I never even played Persona 5. I didn't even finish Persona 4.
A paper thin plot that feels dragged out over dozens of hours.
Oh my God.
Seems weird / shallow to flaunt gender. What?
Wait, gender, huh?
Gender of bigotry, but firmly refer to MC as him. Okay.
It's a guy with long hair. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. I mean, I think the developers would know what the main character identifies as.
Yeah.
But I digress.
You're just trying to make him cool. Like it's the same thing as what's his name from Sword Art Online,
Or like Zero from Mega Man.
yeah.
Yeah, the long flowing hair and stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, a high difficulty, and then old-fashioned style of play that will pull off more than one. That will put off more than one. It was a bit annoying that every time I died, the game kicked me back to the title screen.
Oh, well,
I would say that's constructive criticism. There's no reason for the game to do that
Yeah.
anymore. Like the old games did that. If this one does that's constructive criticism. I can accept that. Like there's really no reason for the game to boot you back to the title screen every time you die.
you're dead. Well, here's the start screen.
The moody music is pretty good too. No, it's pretty great too, even if it's never an emotional or memorable as Persona's iconic vocal tracks.
Oh my god.
If you're looking for the next Persona 5, look elsewhere.
Of course, it's a different game.
So, I mean, all these comments, you can pretty much tell these are all people who played Persona 5, probably didn't even play any of the Personas before that, heard about this game, and are influencers enough, which that already annoys me, right? For me, like, I have games that I'm like a diehard fan to, and then you have these people. When a game is announced, like Kingdom Hearts 3 is announced, you have people who have never played a Kingdom Hearts game in their fucking life. They would get a copy of the game before other people, before diehard fans who play every Kingdom Hearts game.
Yep.
That shit annoys me. And then to sit there and have them talk about the game and how they felt it was, and it's like, I didn't like this, I didn't like that, and not like, I don't want to be a gatekeeper, right? Like, everybody should be able to experience this game how they want, but you cannot, like, for this specifically, you cannot sit here and try to compare SMT 5 to Persona 5 because that's the only thing. You need to give this game a shot of its own standing. It's its own standalone game. Stop comparing it to something else that's more popular. It's like every time a Souls-like game comes out, they're just like, oh, it's like Demon Souls. Oh, it's like Demon Souls. Oh, it's like Dark Souls. This game's like Bloodborne. It's like we have the same thing going on with Smash now. Oh, it's like Smash. So now any Smash-like game that comes out is going to be compared to Smash Ultimate. No matter what game you come out with, it's like, oh, it's a Smash clone. Like, you have to allow these games to stand on their own,
Right.
and rate it as what it actually is. But to come at SMT 5, the 5th SMT game,
Yeah, that's what I don't understand either. Like, it's obviously say 5. Like,
you're comparing it to Persona 5. Compare it to the other SMT games before you compare it to Persona 5. That would be a fair way of judging something. It's like Disgaea, 6 that came out? I would compare that game with other Disgaea games. I wouldn't compare that game with like Final Fantasy Tactics. That doesn't make any damn sense.
no.
That's exactly what these people are doing.
Compared to World of Warcraft. Like, I don't know. Like, there's no, like, I don't know. You can't pick your class. You can't be a warrior.
Yeah. Well, then IGN, because IGN is so good, decides to do a review because they're influencers and they do reviews on games. This review was posted on the 4th, apparently. So
Wait, they already had a copy of the game? When is it supposed to come out?
this game comes out in a week. It comes out next Friday.
And they got the first, and they already.
So yeah, they've already got their review copies out. People have already put out their reviews. This video has 125,000 views, 1,000.2K likes and 15K dislikes.
Yeah.
The dislike ratio for this video is ridiculous. And honestly, I didn't even watch it because I'm trying to have a media blockout for SMT5. They've already put out multiple trailers, and I'm just like, I know SMT, and I know there's not enough story to justify all the amount of trailers they've put out there. And it's like, I want at least some symbol of, like, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, if I sit here and watch every trailer and analyze everything I see, I'm going to spoil the whole game for myself. Like, of course, eventually I'll be able to play it and I'll have my own gameplay experience, which will be different, you know. But as far as, like, the cutscenes and all that, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is the cutscene from that trailer. Okay, I've seen this like 15 times. Oh, this is a cutscene from that trailer. Yeah, this is that character from that trailer. You know,
yeah.
Like I want some surprise when I play games. Like games nowadays, you just go overboard with the trailers when, like, we know this game is coming out. You don't have to keep putting out trailers. I feel like 2, 3 max. When you go past 3, you're doing too much.
Like Kingdom Hearts,
your trailers.
like Kingdom Hearts, like I kind of spoiled the whole thing to myself. Like I knew what's going to happen in the story because they had too many trailers out.
Yeah, and that really kills like hype for games for me when they spoil the game by having out all these freaking trailers. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the game developers don't really think before they announce games nowadays, and they just announce stuff even though the games are nowhere near development. And that's also another thing that was announced with was it Blizzard? Yeah. So remember a couple of years ago, because it's been a couple of years, when Blizzard was about to get canceled, and they announced, what was it, Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2? Those games got delayed. So they've been delayed to sometime in 2023. And those games were announced years ago, you know? But it's like, we all knew, well, I hope you guys knew, that they announced those games to not get canceled. They didn't want to get canceled, and they were just like, hey, look, we're working on these games you love. You love Diablo, right? Look, we're working on a Diablo 4. You don't want to not play Diablo 4 from your old pal Blizzard, right? Don't cancel us. Oh, for your shooter game people, look, Overwatch 2, right? Look at that trailer. I know it doesn't look any different, but it's going to be different. It's the second one. We put a 2 after the Overwatch, so it's new. Don't cancel us. And like that's all it was. And then like here you are, they're delaying the game for another like 2 years because the game was never actually in development. Like they were not actually working on these games. No, the concept for most of these games probably wasn't even worked on. And by the time you actually see these games, they'll probably be completely different games if they ever even come out. They might not even come out. Because, I mean, there's been plenty of games that get announced and then they just don't come out. You just never see the light of day.
I mean, like, I could easily say the same thing with, like, Bethesda, Elder Scrolls 6. Like, the first thing, yeah. the first thing I think, it's been, like, 4 years lately?
It was a title. Yeah, all they showed you was a title.
It was a title. And it's been 4 years now, and we still haven't heard anything about it. Like, you know for sure they're not making that game right now. They're working on Starfield. They're not doing anything. Like it's like the game won't come out until PlayStation 7 comes out. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not going to come out. Not anytime soon.
There's been so many games, like that were announced, and then you'll never see them until like I don't know when. Kingdom Hearts 3. Do you remember when that trailer was first shown, that they announced that Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to be a game? Do you know what year that was?
2013.
Yeah, 2013.
That's surprising. That's surprising. I know that. Like I just pulled it out of my ass. Like really, I did.
2013.
Is it really 2013?
Yes, it's really 2013. That's when the revealed trailer where he had Sora he was walking on Destiny Island, and he picked up I can't remember his name. It's in it starts with an Inaru. I can't remember his name. He picked up one of the Master of Masters Keyblades. I know it started with an E. I can't remember his name. Yeah. Like, yeah, that was 2013 that game was announced, like a reveal trailer. And the game didn't come out until 2018, I think.
Yeah, 2018. I think
so like 5 years later. And the game was not in development for 5 years. That game was probably in development for 2 years. Because it's like they announced the game, then later on they decided they were going to change the engine, and they pretty much had to throw out everything. And boop, here it is. 2 years later, we rushed it.
Yep, like Dave. I mean, this been known for a while now. Like everybody do this. Yeah, I believe every developer do this. Like, and it's a state right now where they would have to do like many updates even when the game came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like for one example is Boulder Gate 3. Boulder Gate 3 was announced. Well, it was like they did really good. Like it was announced I think 2019. It came out at the end of the year beginning of 2021. Mm-hmm. And there's supposed to be like several acts. There's only like the first act, and they're doing like daily updates, or like not daily but weekly updates to give more content out. Mm-hmm. And I feel we're coming to a state where this is what it's going to be. Like even with the game like Baldur's Gate, like I applaud them. There's a lot of stuff they put into Baldur's Gate because they're using the same. They're using like a bigger assets from their original game, which is Divinity Original Sin 2. Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying to compare the two games, but like the combat is sort of similar, but they added way more stuff into it, where it can be more Dungeons and Dragons like.
Right.
But people are already going to like release unfinished games. They're going to be early access or whatever, and like look at Cyberpunk. Like they released it in a buggy state, you know.
Yeah, and it's like, how long are people going to accept this type of stuff? And it's like, I didn't play Cyberpunk because as soon as that game was the game was announced a long time ago, and then you heard nothing, and then somebody was like, hey, remember that game that they announced? Why don't we revive that? People want that. You know, we announced that, and then it disappeared, and then you had all these bad games, and people were like, whatever happened to that one game that they did the trailer for? If we bring that game back, everybody was waiting for it, and they hear like, oh, they're finally gonna work on this game. That's that's their mindsets, and then they go and try to make this game, and they have the most wildish ambitions for a video game. It's like when they were talking about Cyberpunk and all the things you can do and the customization, and I was just like, this sounds impossible. This sounds impossible. Yeah. And I was like, okay. Then they're talking about new gen. Okay, it's gonna be next gen, but we're waiting on specs. And then, you know, Sony and Microsoft with their bullshittery taking forever to reveal the specs of their fucking systems and the price of their systems. Then it came out and they're just like, well, Xbox is the strongest system. PlayStation is not that far behind it, but it's behind it. But then this game is also going to be on older generation consoles. And if you've played games long enough, you already know if they make a game for older generation consoles and newer generation consoles, they're holding the game back.
Yeah.
Because it has to be playable on the older generation consoles. And that game wasn't playable on the older generation consoles when it came out. I mean, you could quote unquote play it, but you couldn't quote unquote play it.
It was such a buggy mess. But this is where when you start like coding something, right? And I'm pretty sure like things don't really carry over from the older generation consoles to the newer generation consoles. And so like there's more capabilities for like you said, like the game is downgraded.
Yeah.
And if they're working on high end like computers or something like that, you're really not working like on a PS4.
Right.
I want to say.
I mean, there have been like certain events where they'll show off games and it's not even being read on the console. Like, this is running on PC.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, again, I don't want to get into this conversation because I have a video plan. Because I'm thinking back to like Anthem's revealed trailer and how
we can talk about that another time.
That game was, and all the promises they gave you, and what it actually ended up being in the end. God damn it.
Well, in this case, do you just want to end it here, or you want to talk about some other things?
I mean, do you have anything else you need to add? Anything else you wanted to talk about?
I mean, I want to talk about one thing, but you haven't watched it yet. The Dave Chappelle.
Did you watch that?
I watched it already. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if you have some insight, we can just fill me in and just talk about it, I guess.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I feel like it's better when you watch it as well. So just take some time to watch it. So basically, the whole Netflix special. Let me explain about the canceling thing, right? Dave Chappelle is getting canceled because he said some things in his Netflix special that, in a different context, they seem really bad, right? So, for example, he literally was up there talking about punching a transgendered woman in the throat.
Okay.
And calling her a bitch, right? But he calls everyone bitches, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you watch any of old Dave Chappelle's, his humor is like he was wild. He's gonna say some shit.
Right. Yeah.
And he's not afraid to say it.
Right. He's not afraid to say it. So how it progressed to this, right? He was talking about he started talking about like, well, he's not in the very good space with the transgender folk because he said some jokes here and there, and they don't, he doesn't really get along with the community and whatnot, right? And what he was saying is that he didn't really like the community. He just hate people, right? That's what I got from it, is that he just hate people. Because in one example he talked about heartwarming things where there was another Netflix special that he got canceled for, and he was talking about his best friend is a transgendered woman, and she went up there and defended him on Twitter, Dave Chappelle on Twitter, and she was saying that like he just have good jokes, pretty much trying to tone it down. Like all this is jokes. Like he doesn't punch up, he doesn't punch it down. He just make great punchlines.
Yeah. He talks about anybody. He
Right.
doesn't talk about people who are just beneath him. He
Right.
don't talk about people who are just above them. He'll talk about anybody.
Right. People from her own community, right? The transgender community, at least that's what Dave Chappelle said, turned against her, and she ended up
Because it's one person,
Right.
one random person at that.
right.
Like she's not a celebrity. She's not really famous. They'll pretty much
She's she does stand-up comedy.
Okay.
She's not as popular as Dave Chappelle, but Dave Chappelle saw a spark in her and say like, oh, you know what? How about you, do a?
He saw potential in her.
Yeah, saw potential in her, and like he asked her to do a front end for his shows. I forgot what you call it.
So she's like the starting act, and then he comes in. So
Right.
she like warms up the crowd and gets them ready, and then
Right.
he comes in.
And I think that's like really great. Like he didn't see her as any other way. He saw,
despite he didn't see her as this is a transgender woman. He saw her as a comedian.
Yeah, comedian.
Because that's what she was,
right?
Regardless of her gender.
Exactly. And I feel like like because of all of that, right?
Now that I think about it, we probably should be using appropriate pronouns instead of her.
It is her, isn't it?
I would just say their or
There.
they. Yeah.
But okay, I'm not going to go into it, but
Because I don't know the information, so I'm not sure if they identify as female or not.
usually if someone is a transgendered woman, they refer to her as a her. But I could be wrong. I'm sorry if I offended anyone. But the whole point I'm trying to say is that the transgender woman actually created suicide because all the backlash she got, right?
Wait, she committed suicide?
Yeah, she jumped off a building. And it was pretty sad. And Dave Chappelle was heartbroken because of it, because like,
Oh yeah, I would be upset about it.
yeah. And so he's saying that. So he further explained, like, no, it's not. I'm not against the community. I'm just against. He keep on saying the white folks. That's his spiel. He say like I'm against.
That's a joke in itself. But
Yeah. But he's pretty much saying like he's not against y'all. And so that's what I saw from it. He says some punchline here and there. I can see where people get offended, but I feel like he done worse thing, and I think we should just really not take the jokes to heart. At the end of the day, he's just doing like a comedy special, and
Right.
you're not supposed to really take anything out of it, especially if it's Dave Chappelle. He says so many foul stuff, right?
I mean, yeah. The problem with this whole situation is it's just how the comedy is being attacked, pretty much. Like, comedy is an art, right? But it's like when you have certain subjects that's just like taboo, like you just can't talk about this. And that's what the LGQ community wants. Well, I won't say the community as a whole, but the people who who do this, who become outraged. Anytime the LGBTQ community is talked about in any way, they do this thing where it's like, oh, you can't talk about us, you know? And it's like they want to be the untouchable. Like, it's just like, there's not many things that you could really compare it to, which is why so many people compare it to like black people and how slavery was. And it's just like, this, you can't compare this to slavery. You just can't.
No.
It's generations of inhumane nonsense. Now, I will not say that the LGBTQ community is not being like neglected and abused in many ways, because they are. Like, they just don't get the respect that normal people do.
It's just,
when I say normal people, I'll just say cis white males, because they're like the only ones that are truly just, you're good no matter no matter what. If you're anything else but a cis white male, you're gonna have some issues.
The thing is that it's different. That's all. Like,
yeah, it's not the same. It's different.
It's different.
Yeah, but I feel like anytime they're talked about in any way, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, it's just they can't talk about us, you know, like it's like a taboo to talk about them. And it's just kind of like, especially when it comes to comedy, like you have all this stuff that's going on in the world, right? So, slavery, as bad as it is, the N-word, as bad as it is, we have taken that type of stuff and we joke about it. Because just like we were talking about earlier, some things you have to just laugh it off, because if you don't, it's worse. It's like if somebody were to come to me and just be like, I would have to laugh that off, because if I don't and I take it seriously and I give it that validation, it makes it so much worse. And it's like, you have to be able to joke about these things. It's like when black people say nigga, that's them taking the word that was used against them and making it their own. You know, by taking away the power and giving the black people the power to use the word. Nobody else can use the word. Just black people. That's just how it is. And, you know, a lot of people in the LGBTQ community have their own words that are taboo. And it's like, and people respect that, right? But at the same time, if I was at a comedy show and some white person decided to do a bit and was just like, yo, niggas be tripping, I would laugh at that. That's funny, because it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, them niggas do be tripping.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you do that same thing for the LGBTQ community and you say the F word, you know what I mean by the F word.
Yeah.
They would take offense to it and they'll be all in uproar about it. And it's just like no, you have to allow. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but there. I don't even know what to say anymore on this whole subject. Like, it's just gone too far.
Yeah, I think mainly what we need to do is just keep stuff like you know, in a comedy special, right? It could be anything that the artist can, because they're making the art,
right?
And
I mean, you could say if someone tells a joke, right? Because someone could tell a joke about black people and it just not be funny. And it's like, if it's not funny, then and then even with that, right? Because humor is subjective. You know, you find funny depending on, you know, your sense of humor. Some people have a very dark sense of humor. I had a manager who had a really dark sense of humor, and that was because of the things that she went through in her childhood. It was just in order for her to cope and to be sane, she had to develop a dark sense of humor, because it's the only way that she could, move forward like a normal person. One of the things that happened to her was she was at a party and they were drinking, and one of her friends was playing with a gun and pretty much blew his head off in front of her. And to witness something like that is extremely traumatizing. And in order for her to cope and to move on, she had to develop that dark sense of humor. For her to just be sane. And I feel like it's kind of like that when it comes to jokes about LGBTQ, jokes about black people, jokes about white, Hispanics, whatever. You have to have that sense of humor so that you don't let it control you. And sometimes, I mean, especially when it comes to Twitter, I feel like there's no ending when it comes to Twitter. Like, if somebody tries to cancel you on Twitter, like, Twitter will not stop.
It's a losing battle, yeah.
They just want blood.
Yeah,
they just want blood, and it's so sad, because it's like the whole canceling of people on social media was such a good thing to hold people accountable for their actions. Usually wealthy scumbags who felt like they was untouchable because they had money. And it's like, oh, we can hold these people accountable by completely negating because social media got so strong, where pretty much if you don't have a social media presence, you were nobody. And as somebody who pretty much gets money off of validation online, by not having a social media presence, you've lost money. Because it's like you were a nobody. I was like, well, who cares? Or you were a somebody who did something terrible, and then you lose all your sponsors and nobody wants to be around you because of bad things that you did that got put out there for everybody to see. But now it's just like any little thing, if you don't agree with it, and especially nowadays with like politics and stuff, like, do you really think it's okay to try to cancel somebody just because you don't like what they said? Like, there's certain things out there, like, the way I feel, if somebody has done something that is like borderline illegal or just straight up illegal, I feel like, yeah, you should be canceled for that. Like, you should be gone. People preying on minors, stuff like that. But like comedy jokes, no. Even if somebody were to tell a joke and it be a bad joke, or for me, I would consider it a bad joke, I would still not be like, oh, cancel that person because they said the N-word, and the joke was bad. No, fuck them, cancel them. It's like, okay, you tried to make a joke. You tried. It didn't work out. It was quite terrible, but you at least tried. And I could just accept that and leave it at that. But like, Twitter are the type of people that would be like, no. And I feel like context does matter too. Like, if you just out here with just straight bigotry, calling people the N-word, or I
mean, that's the same thing I was saying earlier, that context does matter.
Yeah.
Because in the special,
this is a comedy skit.
Yeah, it's a comedy skit, and it's really not him trying to.
Yeah.
He doesn't like, try to take anyone under. He's just throwing some jokes that he's thinking that these are like really funny. If you don't like it, then just don't watch it. And
don't watch it. You're right.
Yeah, right. But
the problem with that, people's issue with that comes behind if I don't like it, but all these other people like it, there's something wrong with these people, and we need to deplatform this person because he's spreading things that I don't like, and that's where it becomes a problem, where people are pretty much just like, he's got this big following, and he says some stuff that I don't like. I need him gone, and it's just like, or her gone. You know, I'm not trying to do like just men, but
Dave Chappelle gone. Like what? Like
I'm just talking about people in general.
Man, you going way into it. I'm just
talking about
now.
people in general. Yeah, I mean, all I gotta do is, because again, I didn't watch the special, so I don't know. I'm just telling you pretty much how I feel about the subject in general.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's a comedy special, and that's how we're gonna view it. That's all.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's probably the last topic. It's like 1 hour and 23 minutes.
Okay.
We've been on here. Like you went full rant on Twitter. Fucking hate Twitter.
I'm not really a social media fan,
and
it's like, even if I do have a YouTube and a Twitch, I don't make YouTube videos or Twitch videos for clout. I'm not trying to get famous on the internet. I really could care less. I make videos because I like it and I want to do it. And when you have people out here who do all this crazy stuff for clout and all this stuff, I don't agree with a lot of it. And there's so many other people out there who I feel deserve to be canceled, and so many other issues out there in the world that I wish people would focus on, versus just like this stuff. And it's like, it's crazy how they can sit here and try to cancel somebody, or because what they didn't like the way they said something, or that they mentioned the LGBTQ community, but those same people could bully a woman to the point of suicide and not be held accountable. You know, it's just ironic that we've gotten to that point, that cancel culture was made to hold people accountable, but you can't hold cancel culture accountable for itself.
Okay.
I'm done.
You're done?
You're
done now?
I'm done.
Shit.
Boom. I'm done now.
out here just fiercely pressing buttons and talking bad about Twitter.
I'm pressing buttons. I'm playing the Lost Ark beta, by the way.
Oh, how is that so far?
To be honest, I was originally just kind of like skeptical, because in order to play this beta, or to be guaranteed to play the beta, you had to pay for the Founders Pack. And this will probably go into our next video if we don't have another subject that comes out and we decide to do the bad video game designs. Shit like this will be talked about.
Okay. All right then.
So I'll just leave it at that.
Until the next time.
So far, I'm enjoying it. So far.
Until the next time.
All right.
See y'all later.
Yes. Bye. Good day.
Such devastation! This was not my intention!